Welcome to Trenton Makes Media with Longitude Ambassador Joel L. Truart II on WIMG 1300 AM Trenton Talks radio broadcast, which is sponsored by WIMG 1300 AM on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. You can log into www.wimg1300.com, as well as on True Heart TV on Facebook and YouTube on Thursdays at 7 p.m. WIMG is our 5-time Stellar Award Gospel station right here in the capital city of Trenton, New Jersey. I'm so thankful for tonight to have on our broadcast tonight my friend Stacy Heading, Program Director of S.E.E.D Male Mentoring Program on Trenton Makes Media on WIMG 1300 AM, Trenton Talks radio broadcast. On the topic, the S.E.E.D Male Mentoring Program. It will host its 14th annual S.E.E.D Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Breakfast. We're so thankful for that. S.E.E.D represents servants endeavoring to empower and develop and heal the city. The event honors Dr. King, who lived his life in service to others. The breakfast is an event that brings all segments of the community together to not only honor the memory of legacy of Dr. King, but also recognize people who have lived their lives in a way that exemplifies Dr. King's legacy. The proceeds from the breakfast will go towards S.E.E.D Male Mentoring workshops, college tours, and help scholarships and other educational events, which have served over 400 young men and women, as well as Heal the City Positive Billboard campaign, which has sponsored approximately 90 positive billboards throughout the city of Trenton since 2014. This year's theme, the words of John Lewis, one of Dr. King's most courageous foot soldiers, the time for good trouble is now. As you know, Dr. King, along with the many activists who struggle for justice and equality with him, was always raising issues and doing what was necessary to get the job done. He did not falter or procrastinate. We cannot sit down now because the job is not done. The event is sold out. We're expecting over 300 people to attend the breakfast this year. 5 honorees who are outstanding members of the community, who will also answer Dr. King's most persistent, urgent question: what are you doing for others? What's up, Stacy Heading? God bless you, my brother.
What's going on, Gerald? Awesome intro, brother. I like that. Like, very good, but everything's good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm in a good place right now, you know.
Yes.
You know, it's sold out. Everyone's paid, you know.
That's good. That's a good note.
You know, so yeah, right. So you can go to the event, you can go to the venue, and you know, you can pull your pants up, like, all right, now I need this done. This is done. I don't owe you anything. And so that's what I like. And I want to thank the community for really coming through and supporting the MLK event. And this is why every year we try to make it such a wonderful cause, man, and make it such an illustrious occasion, because when you come to one of our events, you do not leave the same, you know?
Hey, man, you have a great lineup of honorees this year. Starting out with Pastor Eric Williams. He founded Good Word Ministries that is designed to educate, empower, and encourage people to reach their full potential in God. How's Pastor Eric Williams doing these days? I know I see him from time to time, speak to him from time to time. A great, great man of God in this community.
He's doing great, man. He's a great man. A lot of the work, excuse me, just a second.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of work that he does, it's awesome, and always honoring people in the community.
I know. I actually have a reward up on my mantle from him, a faithfulness award from him, for being faithful to the work, the work that in the community. So you're right, absolutely. He's a community-minded brother and pastor of our community. Definitely follows through on the values that his organization, his ministry is designed to do: educate, empower, encourage people to their full potential in God. Hey, man, listen, Sharon Grady, also honoree this year. You said a force to be reckoned with.
A force.
Left a mark on the halls of Trenton Central High School, especially in the athletic department, man. I tell you, for over 5 decades, she served as a teacher administrator, and then finally as our director of athletic department for Trenton Public Schools. She's definitely known for her compassionate approach to educating youth with the emphasis on excellence. I mean, she just retired, so
Just
from the
retired.
city of Trenton. Just retired from the city of Trenton. Yeah.
Listen, when you look at this lineup, even when you look at Jerry Morrison,
Yes.
I was just with her this weekend. Her and her husband, they invited us to go see the play. Ain't Too Proud to Bet. Ain't Too Proud. But the Temptations.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Awesome play, and my wife really enjoyed it. So, during these times, you have time to really spend time with the honorees and talk to them. And I know sometimes from a distance, I see the work that they do, but to be around them and hear their heart, man, it's so special. And we know that Miss Morrison has a heart of gold.
I mean,
she's just such a sweet person. Oh my, it makes no sense. Does not raise her voice, just nice. And she's been doing the work since I was in high school and before.
You and me both. And I'm just a little bit older than you.
Is it right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, even when I got there, like her and Miss Grady, they didn't just get there. They were already there. And they put in the work.
Morrison spent a lifetime serving youth as a teacher. President, of course, as founder and executive director of the Young Scholars Institute.
Yes.
Organizing academic, cultural, and recreational opportunities for our local youth here in the city of Trenton and Mercer County area. College tours, a whole host of things, youth development programs, and educational tutoring programs.
She is just such a jewel. And then I'm gonna tell you something. That Renee Riddle Davidson,
yes,
it's just so awesome. It's such a fireball. Like every time we talk and connect, it's just always we're laughing, we're checking each other, making sure we're on point. She makes sure she holds the youth, the young people that are part of her dance academy accountable. It's going to be a special presentation by the people from her dance academy, the young people there. So I know that that's going to be a special tribute also. So Renee is just such a jewel and has done so much, not only for the youth, but even with the seniors and around the city and around Mercer County with the dance and preparing them. And the seniors, so many people know her for the wonderful work that she does. And I am just so delighted and glad to be able to give her an award on that day.
Yes, over there, dance program over there at Capital Area YMCA. I mean, I've seen her students perform before, and they do an excellent job. They're well trained. They do a great job. They dance well. They're poised.
Yes.
And they do a great job. She's been doing a great job for many, many years over at the Capital Area YMCA in the dance as program director for dance.
Absolutely.
And teaching.
Yep. She's great. And then, we have, my man, Bruce Boyd, who's in the trenches with me in the community trying to, uplift our young people, man, and give them something positive, man, like to really understand what this world is really about. So Bruce and I mean, education is part of what it is that we do, but we really prepare our young people, man, for the world. Have you ever been to any of Bruce's workshops or some of the things that he's done?
Yes, I have. Yes.
I
went down. My son and I went down. My wife and I went down when he had his shop down in Willenboro, one of the high. Yeah. Well, it used to be a school, but it became a community center. We got a tour and got a chance to see some of his work in his t-shirts production, the production of t-shirts, the equipment. Yeah. My son was interested in being involved, and he actually showed him the ropes of how to get that done. So, and other programs that I've been to, I believe over not in Willingboro, but he had a special event when his book signing.
Yeah, his book signing.
Book.
So now he's out Ewing, and he has a nice little production, little setup in Ewing. And so when I went to go drop his tickets off, I'm like, man, this is just set up. It's beautiful. So he can get work done, but it's also a place where he holds his classes and he talks to the kids. So now they're right there on site. So you're on site, you're learning hands-on. And it's a beautiful thing. And we just sat down and talked. And Bruce and I, is so funny, and I'm going to talk about it, at the event. For years, we passed kids off to each other because we see who's a better fit. So sometimes a parent may call Bruce and say, Bruce, my son's this. He may say, that's really not, I'm going to pass you off, to Stacy Heading. And when Stacy, you talk to him, I think he'll fit more of that. And then I would do the same with Bruce. And so it's not a pass off or a brush off, but we really listen to what it is, what they're talking about, what their child or young one need. And we start to figure out who is best suitable for it. And him and I are both aware of it. So it's never like, I don't want to deal with this kid, we're going to put him over here. If I get a call and the mother says, Bruce recommended me to you, then I know it's something that's in my field and the kid will work. I'll be a better fit for the kid. And so we have been doing that for the past 15 years, So it's just, and I just thought in my years, I said, it's time for me to recognize someone that I know that's doing the work like how I'm doing it, and I know how taxing it can be. There's a lot that go on behind the scenes that people just don't know. And the phone calls,
right?
You know how I go, man. The phone calls you get, the inbox you get, and to every parent or grandparent, their child is important. So when you don't get back to them, or don't show up at a game, or don't go, I mean, listen, man, it can get ugly sometimes. Right. But we communicate well. Bruce communicates even better than me. Sometimes I'll start trying to do it all. Like Bruce would let you know. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if I can, I will. But if I can't, I'm better at communicating. Like, the plate is full right now. I can't really get to this one, but I'll get to the next one. But it's a lot.
I love the way his acronym is actually his last name, BOARD, right? Building Our Youth Development Program. Yes. So I love how he designed and developed his name and his program for many, many years now.
It's a good thing. And then, listen, I'm learning so much. And I want to say this to people, as I'm doing these drum majors for service, and when I do like also the Harriet Tubman Award, like, it was Darlene McKnight one year, then it was Beverly Talbert.
Yes.
Oh man, forgot her married name. But anyway,
Beverly, Jacqueline Talbert Beverly.
Jacqueline Talbert Beverly. I said Beverly first, yes. And I talked to her so much on the phone. But when you start to learn about these people, they're a little bit before me. So when I'm recognizing, people will call me and they'll say, save me a ticket, because I remember, and I just get all these stories and rich history about them. And also Grace Crossland, when we did the billboard for, like when we are bringing up our seniors and those who paved the way, their name may ring a bell to some people, but it's a reason why it rings a bell. And so Grace listen,
Grace
man,
was no joke, man. Grace, I know her son and her daughter.
Come on, man. You know Grace. And let me tell you something, Gerald. And you know how Miss McKnight was.
Yes.
You were really close with Miss McKnight. And these people have done a lot for our community, for our young people, for adults, for some people that mentored us. They have been a great part of their life. So now when I just say this year, we're gonna recognize the Legacy Award, George Palmer. Yeah, I always seen him around. Of course, I know Doug. And when I used to see this sharp man, even back when I was 25, 30 years old, walking through real smooth, I'm like, that's a smooth man right there. But he was about his business. And till this day, man, when I say about recognizing him, there's so many people with so many stories in the things that he has done and imparting them, man. And it just makes you feel so good to know the history and the legacy here in Trenton.
Man, he's my mentor in business. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, back in 2009, I believe, 2008, 2009, I worked for George Palmer and in his office, and he taught me tax business. He taught me how to develop a business for myself. And so he is a mentor to me, and a father figure to me. So I look forward to seeing him this coming weekend as well.
That's going to be awesome.
I know he's looking forward to it. I can tell that smile on the picture he took. He is basking right now, man. And
when we did the photo shoot,
he loves this.
Listen, when we did the photo shoot, every time we do a play, obviously, and it kind of started from you guys, your group. Man, we did the photo shoot.
Yes,
I love the photo shoots, and he was talking to all of us, Sharon Grady, Jerry Morrison. And when he was speaking, he was just holding court. He's just sitting down, right? And he's just talking, and everybody is sucking up all the knowledge and information. But also he had some sort of relationship with all of them. So they all will tell some type of story. Renee Riddle, like it all ties in. And I'm just like, man, this is going to be such a wonderful day. I feel so bad for those because it's going to be sold out.
Yeah.
But the MLK breakfast is not only do we, and we'll talk about this, have a great keynote speaker, but it's also about recognizing and giving those their flowers who are doing the work in the community. And we wanted to be their time on that day. And this is why they get a few minutes to say what they have to say to the people and thank people and take pictures and enjoy their moment, because that's what it's about. When we walk up out of there, we'll know each one of them even better and personal. And then it'll just be a day of love where everybody's walking away like, all right, let's see what we can do to do better. Let's come together as one. And we just need to capitalize off that.
Now, the theme this year, "The Time for Good Trouble Is Now" by John Lewis, the late John Lewis, and friend and confidant of Dr. King. Why that theme this year?
It's so funny. I'm gonna be honest. So my dear friend Ivy Avery, I always say, all right, Ivy, we got to start coming up with a theme. So she'll be like, okay, and then I'll come up with about 3. Ivy might come up with like 3, but most of the time I'm going to go towards Ivy way unless something really, really strikes me. And when Ivy hit me with that, good trouble, she says, time now for good trouble. And I started thinking like, yeah, that's great. And we're going to theme even that day around that. And it's about good trouble and what you believe in and the things that you're going to do. Let's do it. But it don't have to be nasty.
Absolutely. Hey, man, and you have a dynamic speaker. Not only, man, you've had looking at the last 3 years. I mean, you've had in 2022, Mayor of Newark, Ross Baraka, right? And then Stacy?
Yeah.
And then last year,
Boyer.
Reverend Boyer from Greater Mount Zion AME Church here in the capital city of Trenton, and also Director of Salvation and Social Justice. And then this year, Pastor Simeon Spencer,
yes,
Union Baptist Church. What a dynamic speakers you've had over the last 3 years.
All right. Pastor Simeon, I've been wanting him for the last 3 years, and I did say I'm going to put him in the lineup. And it so happened it opened up this year. And I was so glad.
This is not the first time that is this the first time that Pastor spoke?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I thought, okay.
This is his first time.
Okay.
And I'm glad it opened up and it worked out for him to be a part of this. I know he has a word for us.
Yes.
Someone local that's going to bring some fire. And I'm looking forward to it, man. How are you? Are you good friends? Do you know Pastor Simeon Spencer?
I used to frequent the church every now and then and say hello to him and greet with him. He's my neighbor for many, many years here on Ritchie Place. So we would talk to each other from time to time on the street. And when he moved many years ago, we don't talk as frequently as we used to.
Right.
But when I see him, it's a breath of fresh air. We have a good conversation.
Good. Well, you're familiar with him. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and his wife, worked for the city of Trenton, and knowing her in that capacity, and knowing her as a first lady of Union Baptist Church, and other children. So it's been good, man.
Yeah.
Life's been good. Life's been really good.
So just think about it, though, right? When you look at Pastor Simeon Spencer, the honorees that we have, and George Palmer, and just when you have people like Doug Palmer that's in the house that's supporting his dad, like we are really going to have a great time with great people there. One of the things that I love about our breakfast is a lot of people from the community, a lot of seniors, a lot of people that I knew I grew up with from my old neighborhood, and like I got some money, man. I'm going too, and I just want I want everybody to be able to be a part of this. I don't want it to just be about certain people to come. I want everyone to get a taste of this, to see what that love feel like. A lot of my classmates from high school. So I'm really looking forward to this and making it such a wonderful event.
I mean, if you look at even going back last year, in 2023, when the theme was the power of the dream, justice for all, you had Joy Bethea, of Trenton High School School Youth
Yes.
Development Services. Danielle Miller-Winrow, founder
Yes.
headmaster of Sprouts University School of the Arts. Brother Gene Bowie, our good brother, Trenton Board of
Yeah.
Education, and now executive director of African American Chamber of Commerce in New Jersey Training and Development Institute. Pastor John Taylor.
Yeah.
Last
Pastor
year.
John Taylor. Oh,
Yeah,
my
remember?
gosh,
Yeah,
man.
last year. And then, of course, he's pastor of Friendship Baptist Church and New
Yeah.
Being Christian Worship Center. And then Jacqueline, you mentioned her name earlier, Jacqueline
Cool.
Talbert Beverly,
Yeah.
retired New Jersey's public school teacher here in the city of Trenton. 54 years, man.
54
Harriet
years.
Tubman Awards.
And remember when we called her up, I wasn't even expecting it. My back was turned, and we put the music on, and man, she started doing that dance, that thing. I just happened to look back, and I'm like, because I see people clap. I said, oh man, bless me so much, man. Like, you know, and we still talk to the day, her and I, and she just, that acknowledgement and giving her flowers on that day really meant a lot to her, as well as, like, you know, when I think about Sharon Grady, who her and I have done a lot of projects together. And whenever I get connected with something and someone that can benefit what we're doing, like, so when we first started Heal the City and we bought that play, Black Angels Over Tuskegee, it was Sharon Grady that when I had the meeting with her at Trenton High, and together we were able to work it out and bring it to Trenton High. Took a lot of coordination, a lot of connection, but Troy Vincent had helped us do it, but he was just like, I want you to talk with someone in the athletic department. So, you know, the football players and the tennis players, everybody, they could be a part of it too. And so that's when I connect with Miss Grady. And from there on, her and I did about like 3 or 4 projects together. So it's just,
awesome.
it's just wonderful, man.
That's awesome work, Stacy.
I think it's great, you know, and you being on the school board and understanding this, like, when you get community to back you, that's what makes it all tight. Like, I'm just from the community, and I'm former Trenton High student. And so everything that I do, especially if it's for my school, Trenton High, I just try to present them the proposal and how all I need is just a little bit of help from you. But I ain't going to give you no extra work. I got this. It's something that I thought we thought up of as a group, and I think it can help the students and the kids. And all you have to do is just this part. And watch over it, make sure people don't go rogue on it, but we're going to make sure that it is beneficial for the school and the community.
Amen, Stacy. Hey, we're speaking to Stacy Heading, Program Director of the S.E.E.D Mentoring Program, servants endeavoring to empower and develop and heal the city. They're hosting their 14th annual S.E.E.D Dr. Martin King Jr. breakfast this Saturday, January 20th from 10 to 1 p.m. at the Princeton Hyatt Regency at 102 Carnegie Center in Princeton. The event is honoring Dr. King, who lived his life of service to others. The breakfast is bringing together all segments of the community together to honor the memory of and legacy of Dr. King, but to also recognize people who have lived their lives in a way that exemplifies Dr. King's legacy. And this year's theme in 2024 is "The Time for Good Trouble Is Now." Right. Saying by John Lewis, his good friend and confidant.
Yep.
Civil rights leader and congressman as well. So what a wonderful time it is. And you've been doing this, man, for 14 years.
14 years.
Does it feel like 14 years, Stacy?
It kind of feel like it a little bit.
It kind of feels like it.
Kind of feels like it different. You know, I tell you, dealing with these different venues and but understand it. Like, sometimes I even take, especially like my young men that are in college. You know, I got a lot of guys I mentor. They're like juniors or seniors in college, and in order for them to start doing stuff and bring it back to the community, they got to move with us to see how we're able to navigate and do things. Because a lot of people can talk, you know, Gerald, but everyone can't execute, and you can't blame them. They just never been in a position to really execute. So it's our job to kind of show them, how do you talk to people? How do you, you know, how do you move? Even when you know that they're being a little funny and a little facetious and stuff, but like, hey, it is what it is. And how to check people in a way that they're going to respect you and you're still going to respect them. But we got work to do, and how we going to get this work done. So I love bringing them along with me. Because my sister, my older sister, Dr. Wanda Heading Grant, used to do that to me when I used to go, you know, visit her. And she used to run this thing called Gospel Fest up in Vermont. And it was big, and it was playing at this big theater. And I used to just go with her to see how she had to organize everything, how she had to pay people. But what I learned was these musicians and things like that, when she give them a check, how happy they are. So we make sure we take care of the DJ. Nothing's free. You know what I mean? If I bring you out for a service for a DJ, guess what? Before you're even done, you got your money. Because I want to make sure that everybody is good and we're able to, in something like this, put something in your pocket to help take care of your kids and your children and things like that.
I mean, I can remember back in 2022 when the theme was that the right time is right now. Yeah. And I'm so thankful we won honorees, but you had Terrell Smith from the Smith Family Foundation, Sylvia Stout.
Yeah.
You had Stephanie Register.
Andre Thomas.
Yeah, Andre Thomas. And then the Legacy Award going out to our good friend Raymond Young. So,
Raymond Young.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I got to follow up with Raymond. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, your great speaker from the mayor of Newark, your good friend.
Ross bought it. You know, sometimes when he bought it that day, I'm like, oh man, I hope
he did. He brought it. He did. It was powerful. He's a powerful speaker.
He just is. Yeah.
He's just a powerful speaker.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a powerful speaker.
It was good, man.
So here's the flyer. Amen. Yeah. So folks can see it. See 14th commemorative. MLK breakfast, have all the honorees, a legacy award to speak Pastor Dr. Simeon Spencer, who is a speaker, of course, and Pastor Eric Williams, and we have there also Renee Riddle Davison, Jerry Morrison, Sharon Grady, Bruce Boyd, my mentor George Palmer, the Legacy Award. The time for good trouble is now. Simeon Spencer, of course, the keynote speaker. Looking forward to it.
They look, man. Look how everyone look, man.
I know, it's nice. You did nice. You did a great. You do a great job every year.
Wow. Look strong. So
very, very nice.
Yep. But I'm looking forward to seeing you, man. I look forward to shaking people's hand, and when people first walk in, and just enjoying and having the DJ and just playing some nice music. That just kind of puts us all in that relaxed mode, and some civil rights hits that was hits when we were coming up, and so I'm looking forward to all of those things, man.
And then I think one of the great things about the awards, definitely everybody coming together, the music and the communication and the networking that happens, the great food that we get, of course, Hyatt, great food there.
Yeah.
But when the honorees, I know when I walked in, I was just in awe, right? So when the honorees are walking in, it's just a great feeling to be recognized for the work, selfless work. We're servant leaders, the selfless work, that we do in our community, and so I can't wait to see.
It's like that. Like,
walk in and take pictures and just
when
the
you walk in,
applause and the smiles.
You get pinned up and you get your massage, and we separate you. We put you in this room, because we realize and we recognize people's family are there to see them, and we just make it all special. Listen, I tell them, don't because you'll get there a little earlier. Don't communicate with anybody. Y'all just hide back here. I want everything. So I get a little bit extra with that stuff. Everybody go back here, and we take care of you and make sure we pin you up nice. And because when we come out and we read your bio and you come on the stage, like, that's what it's about. And people understanding, like, this is the person, this is the work that they do. But that's why it's the drum major. You don't do it to be seen. My job is to make a big deal of it, not you. Like, and that's why I tell them, I said, I don't care if you don't even sell that many tickets for a table. I'm going to do it because you guys are the drum majors. And guess what? I'm going to produce this thing because we believe in you. The organization believe in you, and this is the work that you do. But I'm gonna tell you something. Most of the time, the people I select, everyone says spot on. Spot on. And Joe, they did the same thing with you guys and your group. Spot on. So it's a thing that we have, man. Our honorees are special and they're strong, man. So that's a big. So we can't be just honoring anybody. Sometimes you might get a call. Somebody be like, well, how am I get honored? Like, no, it don't go like that. There is some praying. There is God sends you things because we see it early, and then I'll ask God to send that to me, and then it'll come. It's a confirmation. So it's a whole thing to this, and it's a beautiful thing, man. So I'm
we've been Hey, we've been listening and having a conversation with Stacy, heading program director, S.E.E.D mentoring program in Hill the City, talking and sharing on the 14th annual S.E.E.D Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. breakfast. This Saturday, January 20th from 10 to 1 at the Hyatt Regency in Princeton. We thank God for you, Stacy, and all that you do for our community, and continue to do the work, man. Continue to strive and continue to do great work in the capital city.
Right.
We appreciate, and the surrounding areas, not just capital city. I mean, this is your focus, but your arms are being felt and hugged around people around the community, not just here in the capital city, but also in the Mercer County and surrounding the greater Trenton area. Yeah. So you've been listening to Trenton Makes Media with the Lion Judah Ambassador, Joel True II on WIMG 1300 AM. Trenton Talks radio broadcast sponsored by WIMG 1300 AM on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and on Facebook at True Art TV and YouTube on Thursdays at 7 p.m. You've been listening to 5-time Stellar Warning Gospel Station and Music for the Soul, WIMG 1300 AM.